my homosexuals, it is so good to have a day like today. What an experience. Now, I'll tell you what, I was greedy little boy. I was hungry for it. Because, man, when you're feeling good and really getting on a good level of consistency back at where you really want to be feeling the best, not even when it comes to just lifting heavy weights or lifting weights that feel even more confident, but it's just like that knowing that you're doing your absolute most, you know? But I'll tell you what, if you're sitting there doubting whether or not you put enough effort into the workout today, you probably didn't. Not trying to be mean, and any workout is good in my opinion. If you show up and do a 5-minute walk, I'm happy for you. That's something. You got to get out and start somewhere. But if you are asking yourself if you had any more left in the tank or if you could have done more, then if you physically feel fine and you didn't mess anything up today, you probably could have done a little bit more, in a good way. It doesn't have to be heavier. It doesn't have to be even harder or more intense, but just something to get the passion fueled up, to make everything feel a bit more locked in. Because, man, I was going ham. I was having some really good conversations with a lot of new homies I've been meeting. And it's so funny. I ended up sharing my second pair of weightlifting shoes with 2 separate people today that just wanted to try it. They'd never done it before. And that is the shit that I love. Let me tell you what. It seems so simple. It seems like a little small thing. But spreading the love and the passion for anything, not just weightlifting, but just anything that people want to get excited for, is so redeeming. Because beyond my strengths, beyond my progress, beyond whatever I've done to get through my lowest of lows, being able to spread that onto other people and make the entire community a little bit stronger gives me much more of an ego boost than any heavyweight that I could throw over my head. Oh, it makes you feel special. This is why, I'm a psych major. I want to do something with psych because I just love the mental health field. That's why I do these videos, to just make sure that it's not ranting without a purpose. Ranting without a purpose is one of the biggest causes of depression, and you got to have an afterthought. You got to rant out the negative shit. You got to get it out in some shape, way, or form, whether it's talking to people, getting it out with weights, doing a video. I don't care. But you got to get it out in that initial irrational emotional response moment. But afterward, it's what comes next that's truly important. It is not what you're going through that is the most important. I know it seems that way, especially in the moment, but when you get through it, and you won't know until you get through it, which is the most unfortunate part. As much as I want to give advice or help out or just do whatever I can to make someone feel a bit more passionate about what they're doing or getting through whatever they're going through, they are not going to believe me or believe the process, even if it's just in their own way, regardless if I get any help or not. Because it's never, what I do to support others is not the reason they get better. It's just simply getting someone in a more positive environment, a more positive mindset, so that they can take the steps themselves to really push themselves and do better and lock it in, And so when it comes to just the smallest thing, like giving someone a pair of my lifting shoes, oh my God, it gets me excited. Because I'm just sitting there watching them, even though they don't know. And I'm just like, I just already know exactly how they're going to feel when they do this squat. Because I know how I felt. I know what I felt like going from using really, if you got shoes that have a flat bottom or worse, a little bumpy, bubbly bottom to make it feel like you're walking on a cloud, it is not that great for squats, especially the bumpy bottom. Most shoes are built, especially for kids. You should at least have a flat-footed shoe so that you can walk how you're normally supposed to walk, because that comes back way in the future. Most people who are older with issues with their feet and walking is because they wore shoes that have a big arch in the middle of them that make it to where they don't have to support themselves as much. And so I know how I felt going from a bumpy shoe to a flat shoe to even barefooted once, and then putting on just that slightly elevated heel made a world of difference. It's one of those things where I tell you guys a lot, where you'll do 1,000 reps, and that one perfect one, that one afterthought, that's what you take home with you. That's what makes you better. I'm never working out just to hit some sort of sets or some warm-ups or what. It's never just for the entirety of the workout itself. It is for that one rep in 1,000 that makes me feel like I'm a different person now. you know? It's a new universe of experience and passion when you get to feel something like that, because it gives you not only a higher goal or a higher reason to want to continue and do better, but just something to maintain just enjoyment in life for, you know? This world is, you know, without all the advertisements and whatever we do to keep ourselves busy, it's boring, you know? We don't want to just live in a world where it's just like eat, sleep, and that's it. You want to do something. You know, we have to give ourselves our own reasons to continue on and do the best that we can. And it seems long, but in the very short span of time that we have to do it, you know, I'm going to die someday. I know that for a fact. It's going to be probably quicker than I imagine, but I'm sure that I will be satisfied and happy with what I've done by the end of it because of these sorts of expressions, you know, these resources I have to get it out and realize that I'm truly happy, you know, that I love what I'm doing, you know, like look at my knee, for example. You know, it's been, oh man, in March or April, it's going to be a year since my left quad tendon developed either some scar tissue, some tendinopathy, some sort of chronic inflammation, you know, and it's a bitch to say the least. It sucks a lot. But you go through those initial turmoils, you know, you get over the hurdles, you try your best, you get kicked down a couple times, but then you keep bouncing back at the best rate you can. And every time you step back up, you know, and you find that one rep in 1,000, that one step that gets you to the next level, that is what makes you get back up even quicker every single time you mess up. Or even if you do everything perfectly and you get thrown down anyway, you can still pick yourself back up and not just blame the world for it and say like, oh, life's got it out for me. No. It just happens, you know? There's no rhyme or reason. Nobody's after you. Life's just life. You can't control it. We work with life. Life does not work with us. So you just got to do the best with whatever cards you're dealt. That's as simple as it gets. Beyond that, it's really just embracing that next moment and being like, you know what? I could lose everything tomorrow. And I know I'm going to make the most of it afterward, you know? Because let me tell you what. Let me tell you about the lifts a little bit, because I'm getting way ahead of myself. On the clean and jerks, as you've already been seeing, some really solid Klokov pauses again. The 3-second pause at the knee, feeling really, really good. This is probably the best my form has been, and especially my core has been so much stronger lately, being good at holding my chest upright with my delts up, even though I have that bone growth in my left hand that makes the mobility and the imbalance a little bit hard to deal with. But, however, there's always a way to work through it, you know? Look at people who have lost limbs or have even worse issues of lifelong injuries. There is always a way that you can make it work to where you can put some good passion and have some new goals and some new ideas to put behind what you want to care about. It's just whether or not you give it the chance to grow and to actually do it. You know, because this week's a quote-unquote recovery week. It's just doing a top comfortable single at every exercise I choose to do. That's a really good mix of, this is really fun, I'm excited to try something out that I haven't either done in a while or something that I've never done before that'll really test me. And you know, it's one of those things where even though one weight's going to feel really heavy or it might feel like your top set, you, like I said, will know if you have more to give. And I hit 295 on the Klokov pause clean and jerk. Felt wonderful. And it's, even though it was really tough and I had to get under the bar pretty damn quick, it's the fact that mentally I had more in me. Even if you're never going to really know how much you have physically. But you'll know especially after doing it for so many years, like I've been going through. Because I'm nearly 8 years into just lifting in general, 3 to 4 years of Olympic lifting. And you do it for so long to where you know exactly how much you have left in you. It's just whether or not you're going to lock that mindset in and actually fortify the desire to do it. So I put on 315. Absolutely. I had a big old ego today. Feeling great. Did I hit it? Absolutely fucking not. Not a chance. I will say, very close. I've never Klokov paused 3 plates before. Like, not even close. I don't remember the last time I did something like that. I think I maybe did 275. So the fact that 295 flew like that, wonderful. absolute win. Even if it was just 275, it's still hard. It's still good effort. It's still something that I'm putting my life passion behind, you know? And even though I missed 315 twice, the second one was definitely closer, but I just did not have it in me. The CNS said, see you later. And that's fine. The effort I put behind that barbell is what I care about most. That's where the passion comes from. It made me feel like I was on a different universe of enjoyment, you know? And sometimes even if, you know, I talk about that 1 rep in 1,000 a lot, where it gets you to the next level. That doesn't always mean it needs to be a make. You know, it doesn't always mean it has to be a perfect lift. Although that definitely makes it easier, and you'll probably have better spurts of growth through lifts like that. Sometimes that little bit of failure that you put your absolute best behind, and the only reason I failed today was simply because I wasn't strong enough. Let me tell you how good that feels. The amount of weights that I've failed in the past 9 months due to pain, injury, imbalances, lack of core strength, form issues. Oh my God. It has been so much back and forth, just beating myself up, getting back up, trying my best, and getting thrown to the ground again, just to know that there's more left. You know, I know for a fact I have a lot left in me, especially after today. I'm so excited to get back on the normal program. And you know, it's easy to get ahead of myself sometimes because a week like this makes me feel like I want to just lift whatever I want every single day and just do a year's worth of fuck it, whatever technique, hard as I can, top single type of exercises. But I know for a fact because of my experiences that after this week, the fatigue's going to catch up. It's going to be too hard to continue going like that. And I'm going to have to start truly deloading. And so that's why I want this week to be a big mix of, I'm going heavy, I know that. I'm going hard as hell, I know that. But it's in the sense of destroying and burning out my CNS and my core and my joints, getting those really conditioned so that when I get back on the normal program, I am 100% confident I can do whatever I want to the best of my ability, regardless of what weights I hit, you know? So I'm very excited to get back on that normal program, to have a little bit of a break from just strictly heavy lifts that are really, really hard technique and energy wise, and just to have fun just doing the basics for a little bit, you know, do that good progressive overload. And then once I hit a peak, I'll do another week of fuck it, find out, fuck around, find out type of week before I restart with some extra weight on top. The front squats were so fun today, man. So fun. It got me going. I decided to do a no slow tempo today, just full squat all the way down ass to grass. On the way back up, pausing at 90 degrees, and then back down and doing a full squat back up. That's hard to explain other than that. I think they're literally called back downs, like back down squats. But you'll see it if you haven't already, so you'll understand what I'm talking about. Ooh, what a way to burn the core. Especially like really holding the technique. That's what's so good about today, where I know it looks like I'm leaning forward a lot, but you got to understand, when you get heavy in a front squat, you know, it's so easy to say that I should have better technique and I'm just not trying hard enough. My delts are going to go before my core does. That's just how it is. Your delts are not that strong, especially holding a barbell like a squat. A squat is way easier to hold consistently because it's right aligned with your spine, and you just have to make sure you hold everything as tight as you can, and it'll stay right where you want it to, because your back is the strongest part of your body. You know, you have the best shelf, you have the best upward momentum. The barbell being on the front is immediately going to make you try to push forward, no matter really what you do when you get to that heavy stuff. It's just whether or not you hold it as high and as tight as you can. And I held that shit. Let me tell you what, 355 for a back down front squat. Oh my God. Oh, because let me tell you, I did the 335, and you know, I questioned it for a sec. I was like, all right, that was 100% killed that. Awesome. Makes me excited to get back on the program and try stuff out like that again. But, however, do we have more? Do I want it bad enough? Of course I do. The CNS isn't destroyed yet. We gotta keep going. And so, yeah, I had to at least attempt 355, because that's one of the things where, like, whenever you get to those top sets, like the very, very top heavy sets, you always should know, according to your experiences, whether or not you have one little jump or a good attempt at one heavier jump. Because in my mind, I absolutely knew for a fact 345 I would crush. I knew that for a fact. But the 355 was the one where I was like, I truly believe I can hit it. It's just the fact that I haven't gotten the chance to try yet, to where I not really doubt. I just am sitting there like, I don't know where my potential is. So of course we have to try it, and of course we make it. It is very rare that I fail a squat, and I am proud to say that I've upheld my high positioning. So good to be able to consistently do some heavy squats and confidently hold that core as strong as I can and not have to worry about dropping it right away. Because most people always have to get to a high point to where they just immediately bail out. I never bail. And I got a body type that's not really built for bailing anyway. But other than that, the clean pull variation, doing a full, one below the knee, one above the knee, one at the hips without dropping the barbell. It was really good. Let me say that first. The reason it didn't feel great is simply because I did exactly what I wanted to do and burned out my CNS as hard as I could per the recovery week. And then I saved clean pulls for the last exercise because they are the heaviest weights with that really stresses the rest of my low back CNS out to where it conditions it very well, but you really cannot go that heavy on it. Honestly, 365 was a slight stretch, but I knew for a fact I had it, so I at least wanted to get that one good top set in. But man, my low back was not low backing. But it was there. It was really, really good to feel all that good effort. So physically, regardless of my CNS burnt out, regardless of everything, what a great day of attempts. What a great day of heavy lifting, having fun, not really stressing about it. You got any sort of high intensity, high passion, just love for what you're doing, regardless of a program, will always be king, in my opinion. It seems like I'm just working randomly right now, but I know my body. I know what feels good. I know what works best. I know what will make me grow. And I know when to stop, especially. And so even though it's random with a purpose, and I love it. So, solid, just 9.5, right in the middle. It felt wonderful. It would have been closer to a 9.7 if the clean pulls had felt a bit more consistent, but low back just did not want to do it no more and just had to give it a quick burnout before I stopped. Which is completely fine. That's how it goes sometimes. And I love it. It's what gets me wanting to come back, especially get back on the normal program where it's based a little bit more about set volume and doing consistent reps where I won't have to worry about my low back being too strained. I'll be able to do as hard a pull as I want on that program, and that's the whole idea. Mentally, dude, 9.85. What a good day. What a time. I'm just so grateful, honestly, to be able to spread not only my own experience of hitting one of those rare reps or being able to... It's a big mix of... I love being able to spread not only my experience of hitting that one rep in 1,000, but also seeing other people experience that through my own little bits of like, hey man, this could be cool. Of course, that's not my credit. Of course. It's just a little bit of an ego boost. I love it. It's one of those things where I say that I think most people, without realizing it, are selfishly selfless, where, I think it's pretty natural to want to help out other people for the most part and just do your best to where you can give them that support without it letting you take you down, as long as you're available to do it emotionally and mentally, and physically sometimes too. But man, it's because I feel so available to give out that kind of support and passion. I love being able to see people grow through that new perspective that they took in and made their own and created a new experience that even I am alien to, that I don't know because it's their own. Everybody who gave me their perspectives that I learned through when I was getting good at this sport and really figuring it out, I didn't take what they did for gospel. I just took the best advice I could, embrace that perspective, as a positive thing, whether it seemed positive or negative in the first place, and made it my own experience that I could learn to grow through, And that is the key of trial and error. That's why I love it so much. Whew. What a day. Thanks for hearing me yap so much. What a fun little conversation. This is just all good stuff. All good. Oh, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I know this seems odd. This is the first day back in since my rest day, so it's like, you should have 2 more lifts in, Jake. I know. I'm sorry. It's the girlfriend's birthday tomorrow, and I'm going to give her all the attention she wants. Even if she tells me to go to the gym, as perfect and beautiful as a person as she is, because she wants me to be happy, she's getting my attention tomorrow. So it's going to be my own little gimme rest day, I deserve it, sure, but for the most part, it's for her. And, the experience that we can have together tomorrow, just have fun, relax for a day. It's a special occasion. Why not? It'll make my squats and snatches be better when I get back anyway, because when I get back, snatch and squat variation. And so it'll be just 2 more exercises, 2 more days of lifting before I get back on the normal program and feel it out. Something else that's very exciting that I'm really excited to try out is, I was debating it a lot, but I've decided to switch up the rep scheme a little bit when it comes to my power lifts, all the squats and the benches. Because I'm so used to doing, I have done a 6-4-2 split for, oh my God, 5 years probably, maybe more, maybe since I started, almost 8 years maybe. I can't remember when it started, but minimum 4 to 5 years I've been doing this kind of split, and it works, absolutely. But not that I'm getting burned out, but to an extent, the fatigue it's building up on the volume weeks is getting to me a little bit. Those sets of 6 really drive a lot of core out of me, because I've come to realize that my biggest obstacles of fatigue and diminishing my core strength come from going as hard as I can on the volume weeks, because you have to just hold through so much longer. The time under tension really takes it out of you. And I've come to learn that when it comes to frequency, volume, and intensity of your lifts, you can really only go hard on 2 and just do enough on the other one. And you can bounce back and forth between which ones you want to focus on, sure. But right now, the volume that the sets of 6 have been bringing hurts. It's not that fun, and I just want to feel something out. I've never tried it before, so we're going to see what a 5-3-1 split looks like. I have never done that in my life, but I think it'd be a lot of fun, and I think it would give me a lot more room to grow when it comes to just hitting those heavier lifts, but also allowing myself to have a bit more core strength when it comes to just that full body movement, that time under tension when it comes to Olympic lifting. So we'll see. It's going to be a little experiment. I don't know if it's going to work, and it's okay if it doesn't, but we got to try something new, especially with how long it's been. Why not? Let's experiment, have a little fun. I'll be back day after tomorrow, and I love you guys. Let me know how those lives and lists have been going. Love hearing about it, and I appreciate you all. See you later. Bye.